I got the first text around 9 in the evening. Simple words, almost casual. You're going to hate me, but I need to do this. No context, no warning. My stomach turned instantly. I knew that tone. It wasn't curiosity. It was calculated. I stared at my phone for a long minute, trying to convince myself I was overreacting. Maybe it was a work thing. Maybe she meant something completely harmless. But the instinct in my gut, the one I tried to ignore for months, screamed otherwise. By the time I called her, she didn't pick up. One missed call became 2, 3. Each unanswered ring twisted tighter around my chest. When she finally texted back, it was almost casual. At a party. Don't wait up. My pulse spiked. A party? Who throws a party on a Tuesday? Then the cruelest part hit me. Her ex. The man she had dated before me. The one she never truly got over. Or so I feared in the quiet corners of my mind. I tried to reason with myself. I texted, "Why are you going there?" No reply. I called again. Still nothing. And that's when the panic started creeping in. Subtle at first, then sharp like shards under my skin. I sat in the living room, staring at the empty space where she should have been, the shadows of her laugh echoing in my memory. Every little thing suddenly felt suspicious. The way she brushed past me without really touching, the sighs she tried to hide, the phone tucked away in her pocket like a secret I wasn't meant to see. I asked myself if I was imagining things, if my mind was twisting innocent actions into betrayals. But deep down, I already knew the truth I didn't want to face. Hours later, I couldn't stay still anymore. Something told me I needed to see for myself. I drove past the neighborhood where her ex lived, the party supposedly in full swing. My heart thumped violently. Every streetlight a judge. And then I saw her, laughing, leaning close, the way she used only with me. Except now it wasn't laughter meant for our shared moments. It was performance. Deliberate. Cruel. I wanted to turn around, to convince myself I hadn't really seen it. But my legs moved forward, drawn by the need to understand why someone I loved could hurt me so much. I parked discreetly, hiding in the shadows. My phone vibrated again. Another text. "Don't wait for me tonight. I'm staying." That wasn't an excuse. That was a declaration. Then, suddenly, she stepped out of the house. I froze, expecting her to walk into some stranger's arms. But she didn't. She walked back inside. My confusion spiked. Part of me wanted to chase her, scream, demand the truth. Another part of me wanted to disappear and never feel this kind of heartbreak again. The next morning, the confrontation was inevitable. Her eyes didn't meet mine at first, a flicker of guilt crossing her face before she tried to mask it with indifference. "I went back," she admitted quietly, almost reluctantly. "But not for him. I needed you to feel something. Anything. I thought maybe seeing me there would wake you up." I laughed bitterly, though it felt hollow. Wake me up? The betrayal wasn't in the act. It was in the manipulation, in choosing pain over honesty, in testing the trust one had given freely. "You want to hurt me?" I asked, voice barely steady. She nodded, avoiding my gaze. For hours we sat in silence, each of us untangling a web of hurt memories and questions. I remembered every small lie that had seemed inconsequential. The text she hid, the night she said she was late at work, the little smile she gave me while pretending nothing was wrong. They weren't just little lies anymore. They were breadcrumbs leading to this moment. And yet, beneath the pain, a strange clarity emerged. I didn't need her explanation to know my worth. I didn't need her apology to reclaim my life. The betrayal was hers, not mine. I could feel the slow, steady heartbeat of my own strength returning, the kind of strength forged in silence, in heartbreak, in waking up to reality rather than clinging to illusions. When she finally left, I didn't follow. I didn't yell. I didn't beg. I watched her go with quiet, unbearable sadness, letting the door click shut behind her. And in that silence, I felt something I hadn't in a long time. Freedom. Freedom wrapped in grief, yes, but freedom nonetheless. I've learned that love doesn't always protect you from betrayal, And sometimes the people you trust most are the ones capable of hurting you deepest. But the real lesson, the one that lingers longer than anger, longer than heartbreak, is that your self-respect doesn't have to depend on anyone else's choices. You can grieve, you can rage, you can cry until your face is numb. But in the end, you walk out of the wreckage stronger, clearer, unbroken. And that night, alone in our empty apartment, I felt the first flicker of peace.